I'm excited to showcase our Flosum integration with Provar with you today. There are a couple ways you can set this up. If you've already got Provar Manager and Flosum installed in the same org, then you can go to your Provar Manager setup application to the plugins tab here, and then install the plugin directly from the app marketplace inside of Provar Manager. Also, you can utilize the App Exchange, where the Provar Manager Flosum plugin will be available. Since it has been approved by the security review process, it is now installable through the agent or App Exchange inside of Salesforce. What this integration allows you to do is relate test cases to branches inside of Flosum and Provar. So we'll go switch over to Flosum to show you how that works. Let's say we have a branch where we have some changes where we pulled in from our development process, where we want to deploy those changes from one environment to the next. What we might want to do is add some test cases to run at the outset of that deployment or pre-deployment process. You can configure your page layout in any way you want. In this case, we've added a test tab to the Flosum branch layout, where we can specifically add this test cases component to interact with test cases inside of branches. This will also display the results for each of these test cases on each of our environments that we have it tracked for. What's more, we can utilize our built-in flows inside of Provar Manager to automatically trigger these test cases whenever a branch is pushed to a particular environment or reaches a certain status. We can add additional test cases by clicking Add here and searching for them directly inside of Provar. Let's say we want to add another test case here. We'll click Save. And that will add a relationship between the branch and the Provar test case. If we go back to it here, we'll be able to see those test cases that have been added once we refresh the page. And there we have it. Currently, this test case has no runs, but once we run the test case inside of Provar, we'll be able to see the run reports here for every environment. And we'll also be able to trigger this test case once this branch moves into a particular status. Let's say we want to actually run our pipeline and trigger this branch to be deployed on a particular environment. We could set up an automation that will run those test cases that we've selected that we've added to this particular branch. We can also go into the settings tab for Flosum and set up a webhook integration if we want to directly run our Provar test cases outside of the Provar environment. By going into the settings page here, we can go to webhooks, and then we can set up that integration to things like Azure DevOps, GitHub Actions, and other endpoints. So that's the Flosum integration with Provar and how we can enable you to set up your Flosum pipelines and test automation inside of Salesforce.